हेलो गेमर्स, कैसे हो भाई बहनों। आज हम लोग बात करेंगे एक crazy issue about esports gaming, ladies and gentlemen. I know I went through a lot of emotions. I switched up languages a few times. I summoned the Dark Lords. But you know what? Something that I got to talk about is, even if you're not a Smash player, this topic should absolutely raise your eyebrows. You want to know why? If you're a gamer and you play any form of video game, what is the thing that keeps a video game alive, okay? Is it the battle pass? Is it the microtrain? No! Okay, none of them. It's the community around it. That's what is the most important part of a video game and keeping it alive, okay? Especially a multiplayer game, all right? Back in the 360 days, bro, we used to get on our knees and blow Halo, and that's what kept the community alive. All right, we went over to each other's houses, played the split screen, watched the competition, so on and so forth. Look, I might not be the biggest Smash person. I definitely don't care too much about the game, but nothing beats the smell of 7 other sweaty gamers in your living room playing the one console and Smash against each other, okay? There are things about this that sort of scream nostalgia, and it sort of screams gaming culture. And it's one of the reasons why Super Smash Bros., Melee, Brawl, whatever, has kept itself so alive. It's because it has a strong competitive community that consistently is the most toxic and also some of the most interesting to watch. And it's this community that, again, keeps it all flowing, okay? It's the reason why these games have survived decades. It's because there's a strong community of people playing these games. Whether you're somebody on like the international circuit playing in front of national television, or you're inside some grassroots organization in the middle of bumfuck Idaho, where they have like, one building, all right, with like 20 of the same people showing up every year, that's community right there, okay? That's what it's all about. But of course, why are we talking about this, ladies and gentlemen? It seems as though the Smash World Tour 2022 has actually officially been canceled out of nowhere, okay? So I want you to imagine this. Imagine Nintendo gets in talks with you, okay? And they jack you off for like 11 months out of the year, only to put a goddamn Glock 17 to the back of your head at the last minute and basically pull the trigger. That's effectively what happened here. Now, I could sit over here and blame Nintendo like I would want to, but it's simply not like that, okay? It's actually not even close to that scenario. It actually doesn't seem like Nintendo is the worst offender here. So let's actually deep dive into it. Now, to give you guys some quick context, about a year ago, one of the biggest posts that we saw in the Smash community was back in November of 2021, where Panda Global was proud to announce that they had a partnership with Nintendo of America. In 2022, Panda will bring the first officially licensed circuit for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Smash Bros. Melee to North America. Okay, so obviously this is pretty big information. We went from Nintendo trying to absolutely shut down the esports community and withdraw from it to actually finding one partner to push this for the community. This is huge, okay? This is massive, all right? So of course, in amongst all of it was another organization as well too, one known as Smash World Tour. Now, Smash World Tour was actually trying to create their own sort of circuit, their own competition, their own tour around, their own championship. And it seems as though they've kind of been dicked around by Panda a little bit. So how did we get here? Ironically, we thought there was a chance that last year's Smash World Tour Championships was going to be shut down. In November 2021, after the Panda Cup was announced, Nintendo contacted us to jump on a call with a few folks on their team, including a rep from their legal team. We thought that they were going to get shut down considering they just filed a licensed competing circuit and partner in Panda. Once we joined the call, we were surprised to hear the opposite. Nintendo reached out to let us know that they've been watching us build over the years and wanted to see if we were interested in working with them and pursuing a license as well. They made it clear that Panda's partnership was not exclusive, and they said it had not gone unnoticed. If we had not infringed on their IP regarding game modification, so again, don't modify their game, keep it as kosher and halal as you can, and of course if you represented Nintendo's values as well, then they would be clear that you would be allowed to also run your own tournaments. The lengthy conversation changed our perspective on Nintendo at a macro level. It was incredibly refreshing to talk to multiple senior team members and clear the air on a lot of miscommunications and misgivings in the year prior. We explained why so many in the community were hesitant to reach out to Nintendo to work together. If you ever know about Nintendo's legal team, they would sue a goddamn, dying child in the middle of nowhere, South America, just for emulating a ROM if they could. I swear to God. We went into 2021's championships a little more confident, but we were still skeptical to take what they had said at face value given Nintendo's history with the community. Now, where it gets really shady is when you get the actual CEO, allegedly, of Panda, Alan, basically jumping in and allegedly telling a lot of the organizers that Smash World Tour was going to get shut down this year. We found out that many organizers were concerned about joining up in 2022. They told us they'd been told by Alan, the CEO and co-founder of Panda, that they were going to get shut down and not coming back in 2022. Now, of course, that contradicted whatever they were talking about with Nintendo regarding exclusivity. Obviously, Nintendo then reached back and told them, hey, they reminded us to reassure us that Nintendo is only looking to shut down IP infringement related to game mods, and not the unlicensed Smash World Tour. That the Panda CEO does not represent Nintendo. Obviously, it's a separate company. They reminded us and reassured us that Panda's license is not exclusive and the two circuits can coexist. They reminded us that Nintendo's goal was not to gatekeep or trap the community and that license guidelines would be accessible and clear. So again, that bolstered their entire thing as well too. That got the confidence back. Obviously, Nintendo seems like they're on your side. Now then, unfortunately, the attempts from Panda to undermine the Smash World Tour did not stop. As the CEO continued to tell organizers, we were definitely not coming back in 2022, and if we did, we'd get shut down shortly after the announcement. Furthermore, organizers were told that their individual events would also be at risk if they were on the Smash World Tour. A few organizers told us this directly as a primary reason they did not participate in the tour this year, which we completely understood. We did not want organizers to feel like it would add any risk to be on the Smash World Tour, even if we believed that behind the scenes everything was okay, based on what Nintendo told us directly. So at this point, Panda Cup started to recruit a bunch of events for their own circuit, and one specifically, when we get into it, was one of the broadcast dealings too, with a popular tournament broadcaster known as Beyond the Summit, BTS. The CEO of Panda wanted broadcasting rights to be included as part of the deal of the events joining the Panda Cup. BTS had very little motivation to give up the broadcasting rights for free, so they declined to even get involved, causing the CEO of Panda to escalate things quickly. We were told he made a variety of threats to Beyond the Summit, including shutting down their entire Smash operation in 2023 if they did not eventually join Panda Cup. And when BTS held firm, the CEO of Panda warned that they would get Nintendo directly involved, pulling broadcast rights for all the tournaments in jeopardy. In the end, most events with Beyond the Summit broadcasting contracts chose to side with Beyond the Summit and did not join the Panda Cup after all of the turmoil. Now, eventually, when they were basically left in the dark by Nintendo for around 7 months since their application submission, apparently 1 month out from the championships, they started pressing Nintendo. And Nintendo came back telling them, hey, we're sorry that you got backburned, guys. Nintendo told us there were many decision makers involved. And of course, some of them were advocating very hard for the community, the Smash World Tour, and the importance of the relationship to grassroots organizers, the people that build your game up and community. By the way, we again requested an opportunity to potentially meet with some of the other decision makers. We were worried that they did not know the full context of what had taken place this year. So again, finally, last Wednesday evening, November 23rd, we had our most recent call with Nintendo. Our Nintendo rep opened by letting us know that they are asked to deliver the news that going forward, Nintendo expects us to only operate with a commercial license, that we would not be granted one for the upcoming championships or any activity in 2023. We asked if they could clarify the reasoning for this decision. Initially, Nintendo gave us a reason that seemed to be misinformed. And when we pushed back to ask for details, Nintendo said that they were unable to give any specifics and had to speak in generalities moving forward. This was very frustrating given everything we had been told all year regarding accessibility and transparency in requirements. Again, if you're running a circuit for any video game, you need the absolute licensing from the actual game around. So for instance, if I wanted to run a Siege tournament, right, I'm pretty sure that I would have to go to Ubisoft and make sure that everything is above board before I use their IP and make money off of it, obviously, in order to pay for the venues and then to pay for like the various people attending, basically using their intellectual property to run an entire competition. You need the absolute IP, like you need the blessing of the company and a lot of legal paperwork done before you can use their actual game for such a commercial event, okay? Even if you're running something at such a fucking grassroots level, it's always best for you to have like that blessing from the gaming company, lest you can be shut down for whatever reason. Now, obviously, this shutdown cost SWT a lot of money, like we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. And of course, there's no real reason why it ever got shut down. I feel like there's been so much speculation behind the scenes as to why maybe there was some like really messed up stuff that was set around SWT and Nintendo just basically shut it down. Obviously, we know with the Smash community in like recent years, it's been very questionable with some of their players and some of the practices that have caused it to appear as less than reputable, okay? Especially when it comes to certain allegations that were kicked off. But I would say this is a very calculated business move, if true, by Panda to basically be the sole, person with Nintendo's blessing. Which, if you're in that situation, it is the most lucrative thing imaginable, right? Like, especially in the world of Smash esports. But also, it's one thing that kills the community. If you want to be part of a healthy community, you need competition and you need multiple circuits. To be the only person in the game, it can be an absolutely like lucrative offer. But for an entire community, it can be absolutely devastating, knowing that there's not a whole lot of other options, but just you, okay? Now again, I don't know if Panda's really said anything about it. They've been real quiet since this meme's dropped, okay? They've literally posted, Fighter Pass 3, some peach? Now I don't want you to open up this comment section. It's literally a fucking nuclear wasteland. That the axe you used to kill SWT? Oh... Oh no, sometimes it's not our turn to talk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, given what we've just actually seen, this is some of the most disgusting behavior if true. If you've got one person in the competition literally undermining somebody else and getting them shut down, it's an ultimate net negative for the entire esports scene out there. And again, like in the beginning of the video, when it comes to esports and it comes to competitions and it comes to a lot of these communities coming together, the more, really the merrier, okay? The more you have of it, the better it is and the healthier the community it is. So now you've got a bunch of people who are trying to come to a, tourney, trying to come to a circuit. You got a bunch of players who are now standing there with their dicks in their hand doing fuck all. You've got an entire group losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. You've got tons of staff, tons of people literally left out in the dark because Nintendo decided to have cold feet at literally the last goddamn minute. I think Nintendo is pretty much at fault for falling in prey of this, and honestly, Nintendo shouldn't be doing this. Nintendo should walk back this decision because it's just, again, bad PR, it's just a bad look in general. Now, of course, does it matter too much for Nintendo? No. You're always going to have the fan base for Nintendo simping after them like no tomorrow. They could literally do no wrong, okay? Again, Nintendo could shut down whatever they want, and sure, people will be mad for like a week or two, and then they'll forget when they release another dogshit Pokemon game. Now, of course, moving beyond all of this, obviously, I think more of the blame, if this is to be believed and these allegations are 100% true, Panda's the real company to be blamed in this situation, because it seems like from what we've read, they've used their power and clout to effectively shut down an entire competitor. And nowhere should that be okay. Now, I've seen a lot of people say they're going to boycott Panda, and honestly, that should be the case. You shouldn't be watching their stuff, you should be staying far and away, and honestly, for SWT, it might be in their interest to completely try and salvage this and use a totally different game. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to watching multiverses, instead of something like Smash, if it means that they can at least be alive and they can at least put on a show and bring these communities together. Maybe that's what they need to do. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty sad day for people in the Smash community. And it's a pretty sad day for anybody in the gaming community anyways, because when anybody loses, even if you're not a fan of that specific game, you lose as well too, all right? It should be that as a community, we all have multiple avenues to come together, to have a good time together, and to basically express our love for gaming together. Now, as corny and hallmarky as that sound, it's ultimately the goddamn truth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.